Good morning. Anyways, I woke up this morning and I got an email saying that the copyright strikes that Mr. Bob Conrad, the owner of This Is Reno, teacher up at UNR, collector of taxpayer dollars, tried to remove my content and silence me because I reference his lies about me. Good morning in California. So anyways, yeah, got an email, thought I'd share that with everybody. And go from there. So it says, put my glasses on. Dear Auditing Reno 911, in accordance with the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, we've completed processing your counter notification. The following videos have been restored unless you have deleted them. Hey, Bob, thanks for silencing me for a while. It's all about the First Amendment, freedom of speech, right? Unless you don't like the other person's speech, then you want to shut them down. So yeah, they've put my video back up. I don't know why Bob would have wanted to take it down. I just called him let's see, what did I call him here? Libelous and liars. That's what I called him. Libelous and liars. You know, what I don't get is the Constitution's pretty clear. If you don't like somebody's speech, the only speech that's not defensible is lying about somebody. The only speech that's not defensible is making a direct threat to somebody. All other speech is free speech. You can go say whatever the heck you want. Just don't lie and don't threaten people. Our world's come to a place where there's ways to shut people down without going through the proper process. I think that's what Bob's all about. Oh, Bob. So yeah. Anyways, that's my story with Bob. Let me see if I can get this up here at all. Let's see here. So yeah, it's still up here. Yep, we still got it here. Yeah, Bob was saying all this stuff in here was, I guess, copyrighted. Oh, this is what was copyrighted. This is what he really didn't like me to show right here, I think. This let me blow this up a little bit more for you so you can see it better. This thing right here. This little ad right here. See, this is the secret. We're watching all this fraud going on in Minnesota with the Somalis. I don't think it's just them. I think it's a whole lot of people doing fraud on the taxpayers. So this little ad right here in Bob's article, let's talk about Bob's article there. That little ad is paid for by you, the taxpayers. So Bob, who is a University of Nevada employee, gets paid with your tax dollars. Then he goes and writes his ads, and that's paid for tax dollars. I'm just saying, is there corruption going on? Why do tax dollars need to pay for all this media stuff? Why shouldn't the private businesses be advertising their own stuff instead of the state of Nevada using our dough to pay Bob to say things? Think about that scam right there, because this Nevada Department of Tourism, or whatever the hell they are, they collect a whole bunch of tax dollars across the state of Nevada every time you stay in a hotel room. Imagine that, all the room taxes in Las Vegas, huge money. They're collecting huge money, and they're spending it with media. The state is paying the media. Bob's not the only one collecting this money. So why is your money going to these people? Should we just not have these taxes and let the private businesses do their own advertising instead of why are we washing the funds? Just my thought here, Bob. Yeah, because this whole thing blowing up in Minneapolis is really just highlighted the point that I'm seeing here in Nevada. So I see all this money from all this money going from the cities, the counties, the state, to all these weird little projects. Why is the government funding Pride? Why do our tax dollars go to Pride? I don't think I've ever seen tax dollars go to the Norwegian Museum. I'm half Norwegian, by the way. I don't think I've seen tax dollars go towards anything like that. I don't know. But why do they need to? Why are we wasting our money this way? Hey, Kelly, I'm glad I could make you laugh. You got to ask yourself, they keep wanting to raise the taxes on everybody. They say tax the rich. You know, when income taxes first went into play, they were supposed to be taxing the rich. And who did they really end up taxing? Over the course of my life, I've seen sales taxes go up from 5% when I was a young kid to 8, 9, 10 or more percent for sales tax. Hey, Kelly, let's talk. I don't give a shit who you fuck. How is that homophobic? I just care about where my money goes, and I don't want anybody else to get my money. I don't want to work all day to give my money away. If me liking my money and you not having my money is homophobic, well, have a nice day, Kelly. Hey, I ain't giving my age away. I'm fucking on YouTube. What the hell? There's no giving my age away. I look like what I am. I'm 57 years old. I am the beginning of Generation X. Bitching about taxes. Old man yell. See, so very Republican. Are you stupid? Unless you're the one collecting my taxes, why don't you want to protect your own money? Or are you protecting your money? See, that's the thing. That's what's going on with Bob here. Kelly, you must be kind of like Bob. Bob wants my taxes. So therefore, Bob writes articles about me because I'm kind of against that stuff. That's my guess. Because in the end, it's all about money, ain't it? It's all about money. That's what this whole thing's about. politicians tell us time after time, a few more than that. I'm on a bunch of different channels, Kelly. But the politicians tell us time after time, we got to tax the rich, got to make them pay their fair share. But every time they do that, hey Bob, you got somebody that loves you. Hey Kelly, like and subscribe to Bob. He's on YouTube too. See, I'm not hating on Bob. Like whoever you like, sleep with whoever you like, but I think the government needs to start leaving all of our money alone. The government needs to be accountable for what's going on with our money, and not be giving it to people that aren't working for it and not contributing to the American dream. Because right now there's a whole lot of young people out there that can't afford housing. They're building all these huge apartments instead of having single family homes. The system is killing the American dream with what they're doing to us. That's what we need to fix. You know, I remember my parents, they bought a house in California in 1974 for $13,000. That same house now is worth almost $2 million. My parents were average people. Mom was working in a bar, dad was fixing some cars, and they could buy a house and have a family. Now, if you do the same thing in America, young couple working average jobs, can they afford a house in their 20s? The answer, I think, is no, because 13 grand you could buy a house in California. Now $2 million, hell. Where'd the money go? They let in all these people into our country. They destroyed our wealth. And then they want to tax us more and say they're going to tax the rich. Well, if they tax the rich, they're going to tax us because the rich didn't get rich by not protecting their money. You all saw what happened when they raised the minimum wage up to $15 an hour, right? Now they want $20. Now they want $30 an hour. Well, $15 before the minimum wage was $15. You could go to McDonald's and you could buy a cheeseburger for less than $1. Can't do that no more. Keep raising that wage. The amount of hours you got to put in to buy that cheeseburger is going to be the same amount of hours. Just because they raise the wage doesn't mean they're not going to raise the prices of everything else to go along with the wage you just raised. Anyways, so real briefly, how I got rid of the copyright strike thing. What you got to do if you get a copyright strike is you go respond to it. And how you have to respond to it is you have to be sharing the information lawfully, because there's copyright laws. So Bob at This Is Reno, Bob Conrad of This Is Reno, that's Bob, filed a copyright strike against me. And I do media, I do news. I took his information and I transformed it by calling him out. I took his couple pages of information and refuted them. So you've got to make a major change to whatever it is you're sharing with everybody. And then you have to be willing to deal with a lawsuit too. I'm willing to deal with a lawsuit, sue me. And so you file a notification back to YouTube saying, hey, this is fair use. That's the key right there, fair use. I made substantive changes. And basically you say that YouTube's making a mistake. They give Bob Conrad 10 days to file a lawsuit against me. And if Bob doesn't prove that he filed a lawsuit, then YouTube puts your stuff back up. So again, Bob, you can sue me, buddy. Or, Bob, why don't you call me up and we can talk and maybe try to solve some problems, because I do believe that we agree on a lot of stuff. See, Bob Conrad fights a lot of fights, so I got to give him some credit here for some First Amendment stuff. And he's done some court cases. I think most recently he was involved in the Rupert Murdoch thing because the judge was trying to cover all that stuff up, and they sued him. And I'm not 100% sure Bob was a part of that, but I think he was. So he does some good stuff. And the Nevada Supreme Court told the judge that I was trying to keep the public from knowing about the Rupert Murdoch billions that are located in trust here or wherever they're, but in Washoe County, Nevada is where that's out of. And the judge closed it all up, and Bob got it made. So, hey, if you want some public records on that, now some of it's open up. So, not all negative to Bob, other than I think you're collecting some government money and you might be part of the problem. And my goal is just to fix the problem. Anyways, along with that, I wanted to do a real quick plug of my business here, new business that I'm starting. Let's see if I can make it go. There it is. So I started a new business. And basically what I've been able to do is in 90 days, I had 104 million views between all of my social media stuff. And I thought that was kind of crazy. But it seems I figured out a way to make that work and make that happen. So I figured, well, if people want to get millions of social media views, I can probably help you with that. So if you're running a business trying to get organic views, that's really what I've been able to accomplish. And if you want my help, I'll work directly with you. Well, hit me up, and I can either help you grow your business, political campaign, whatever messages you want to get out there. That's the goal. Anyways, along with that, I'm also running for Nevada Assembly District 40. And if you'd like to help me out with that and you want to make some changes, I really appreciate that. You can go to my website. It's Rebar for Nevada. And it tells you a little bit about me. And you can donate some money there if you so desire. Anyways, looking at things here, the corruption just seems to be getting worse, or not worse, but it's being exposed now. So at least more and more people are aware of it. I don't think it's a one state problem. I think it's a 50 state problem. I think it's a government problem. And I think we need to create solutions and prevent it from happening and to keep our government accountable. So appreciate everybody watching. Have a great day. And I'll talk to you later.